It's time to live your stronger life. I'm Sammy, physio coach and nutritionist, and your hype girl for creating your stronger life. Here to keep it simple, ditch the BS, and help you live your strongest life inside and out. So let's get into it.
Yeah, all right. So thank you all for coming to Surviving the Silly Season, how to stay on track, feel amazing, and we're going to focus on keeping your momentum going into 2026. And why do we want to focus on this? Because you don't want to do another one of those, oh, it's January 1st, let's start all over again every single year. And it is possible to stay on track, and I am going to show you exactly how we are going to do that. So, bit of excuse if I screw up my maths here, but there is 61 days left of 2025. So from technically today, for context, there are 61 days until January 1st. And even if you had an event on every single weekend, say 10 full days of celebration, that still leaves over 50 days to build habits, make progress, and feel your absolute best. That is over 80% of the time that you still have available. So I want to ditch this I'll start again next year mentality, because you've still got time and you've got power and you're in control. You can still make some really amazing progress. A lot of people think that they've got too many events on, so what's the point? I'm just going to give up. But it's not about what you do occasionally that matters. It's about what you do most of the time. And so when you can see that, okay, I feel like I've got a lot of events coming on, I've got a lot cropping up, but hey, I've still got 80% of the time still available. That kind of makes your brain go, actually, I have got a lot of time left. And so after this masterclass, you're also going to have the skill set on how. So I want to bust a big fear first. One meal is not going to ruin your progress. So did you know that it takes about 7,700 calories over your maintenance calories to gain a whole kilo of body fat in one day? You would literally have to eat 7 pints of Ben & Jerry's in one sitting on top of your maintenance calories in order to gain a kilo of body fat. So one Christmas treat, one dinner out, or even a weekend of enjoying life will not ruin you. It's not what you do occasionally that matters. It's what you do most of the time that counts. So it's about, that big picture living. It's not perfection. It's not I've blown it. It's just like, how can I make this work for me? And the most important thing is just move on. Get over it. It's fine. Stressing about it is actually going to cause more digestive issues and more issues than if you just go, well, that sucks, and you just move on. So I've got another mindset shift for you. You run the show. You're in control, not the cocktails, not the desserts. No one is putting food in your mouth except for yourself. So you can say no, you can say yes. You are in absolute control. And flexible dieting is still flexibility with intention. It's not like everything's like, if I can fit my macros, there's still intention behind it. So for some quick examples of what you can do, vodka diet soda over sugary cocktails. You could choose veggies instead of chips, or share the chips. Choose to share desserts instead of having one all on your own. One indulgence per day rule, or simply just saying no, thank you. You don't have to say yes just because. Don't be afraid to offend people. They're not going to be offended. That's fine. You know what? If people actually get offended, it's usually that they're just jealous that you're like, actually, I just want to stick to my goals, and then they don't have the ability to do it themselves sort of mentality. So enjoying food doesn't mean abandoning goals. You can totally have it, and you totally don't have to have it. It's up to you. You run the show. Some other quick tips, like prioritizing movement, focusing on your protein and fiber, hydrating, not starving yourself before events, and grocery shopping and meal prepping your staple foods are like some quick hot takes. But don't worry, I'm going to go in a lot more detail with some actual practical steps as well. So there's 3 ways that I like to recommend approaching the silly season. And you choose your mode, and there's no wrong choice. But the rule is you have to own it and be at peace with whatever you decide. So option 1, you can go fuck it mode. Enjoy yourself. If there's anyone that's not actually a part of Project Live Strong, you're going to realize that I do actually swear a fair bit. So apologies in advance. So number 1, option, fuck it mode. Enjoy yourself however you like and worry about it later. Option 2, maintenance mode. Enjoy yourself in moderation, maintain your current fitness and body composition, and then you can go hard after the festivities to resume your fat loss journey, but you've kept the momentum going. Or you can go keep grinding mode, business as usual, continue to work on your fat loss goals, enjoy yourself, but just a little bit of control of moderation along the way. And like I said, there's no wrong choice. You got to own it and you got to be at peace with it. So no matter your choice, embrace the joy of the silly season and the company of loved ones. The holidays are more than just food. They're about creating cherished memories. So you want to engage in conversations, play games, enjoy the company of loved ones. Connecting with others can be just as fulfilling as indulging in festive treats. So that also contributes to your well-being, your stress management. Stress is like also a really big reason why you're not dropping the body fat or toning up, because your body holds on to shit. So if you can also just like relax and enjoy yourself, you're also going to start seeing some awesome progress at the same time. So we want to shift the focus from restrictive thoughts to the enjoyment of the festive atmosphere and have just fun. It's not about the food, it's about the connection, and it's about the moment. So in a little bit more depth, bucket mode. Go enjoy yourself, the holiday season, woohoo, embrace it, do it, and then just get back on track the next day or the next moment. The key to this pathway, though, is to actually accept and embrace that choice without feeling guilty. If you're choosing to go, you know what, I'm going to have the burger, the chips, let's go out for ice cream after, and let's have a couple of cocktails, and you know what, it's probably going to be like a 2,000 calorie night. Fuck it, let's go have fun. I'll just go back to eating my absolute normal tomorrow. But if you wake up the next day and with regrets and feeling guilty and really putting yourself down, then that is not okay. It's not an approach that you should take. You need to be able to be like, you know what, fuck it, it's fine. Let's go have fun. Let's enjoy ourselves. I don't really care. It's one day, and then just get back to business as usual. It is okay. One time is not going to kill you. It's when it's one time that then spirals is the issue. But if you do want to kind of enjoy yourself, but dial it in a little bit, you could go with more mindful indulgences. So allow yourself to indulge in those favorite holiday treats, but with mindfulness. You want to savor each bite, be present in the moment, explore each of those 5 senses, for example. So, say if you're having a Ferrero share, I think it's a good one because it's got texture and taste, and everyone loves a Ferrero share. So you unwrap it. What does it look like? How does it smell? Take a bite. What is the texture like? How does it taste? How does it taste initially versus how it goes after you're chewing for a while? I promise you will enjoy your food 100% more if you approach each indulgent like this, and it's also going to probably make you less likely to over indulge at the same time. Stay active. Aim for 30 minutes of physical activity every single day. This is not just going to help to manage the weight, but also boost your energy levels, give you a mental reset from all the social activities. Either hit the gym as you normally would, try new gym classes, go for walks, catch up with friends, do any sort of fun activities. Like, just because you're going, it's the holidays, doesn't mean that you also just can't also still exercise. It is allowed. You're allowed to do both. Just because you had a meal out doesn't mean you should go, well, what's the point? Like, you can still do both. Listen to your body as well. Try and pay attention more to your body's hunger and fullness cues, not just eating for the sake of it. And stress-free celebrations, because like I mentioned before, stressing about your food choices are going to have a more significant impact than the food itself. Like, you're going to have gut issues, inflammation, and just feel like absolute shit. So and you'd be so surprised how much your mental health will impact on your digestive system and vice versa as well. So just get back on track, and I will always be there, ready to go. Maintenance mode. So you can enjoy yourself in moderation, and the goal is just to maintain where we are right now. Set realistic goals for this time period. Acknowledge that maintaining during the silly season is an achievement in itself for a lot of ladies, because in the past, it's where they really start the yo-yo dieting spiral. So honor maintenance mode and be proud of your efforts to pause, give yourself a good refresh and a reset, and maintain where you are. And it's not a mini diet, it's a mini diet break. It's a strategic maintenance break. It's not a free-for-all. Like, I will genuinely use this as a strategy for ladies over this time period. If they've been dieting for quite a while, I'm going to be like, hey, why don't we just go and have a week of maintenance over the Christmas period? You're going to have more wiggle room, you're going to have more calories to play with, and just a good refresh and a reset for your body and mind, and then we can jump back into the dieting phase. It's not, oh, go have a break and just go do whatever the hell you want for a week. It's, let's be strategic about it so we can implement it so it's actually beneficial. And I'll show you a lady that I did this with when she went on a Europe trip earlier in the year, and how much it benefited her. So how you can do it, practically speaking, if you don't have me there to do it for you, is calculate your estimated daily caloric needs for weight maintenance via apps or online calculators. Caveat, that these can be incredibly inaccurate. I even have a sample calorie calculator on my website that we can send you, but it also is still sometimes really shit. Like there's the science and then there's the art. And so sometimes the science will say one thing, but when you look at that practically speaking, you're like, that's actually ridiculous. That's probably not quite accurate. And we can also teach your body to be able to handle more or less food based on our history, and the science can't factor in the history. Like if you're a chronic dieter, your maintenance calories may be a bit lower, but we can retrain your body to bring them back up. So there may be different things along the way. It also doesn't factor in your unique needs, your hormones, your digestive system, your, like you said, your history and things. So calculators can give you a rough starting point, but I wouldn't be like, that's the number the calculator gave me, I must follow that, because it may still be very, very, very inaccurate, especially if it's not factoring in body fat and muscle mass accurately either. Anywho, I digress. Stay within your maintenance calorie goals. Give yourself a bit of a window, weekly calorie targets. I'm going to aim within, this 200 calorie window, and then prioritizing hitting your protein target, and then fill the rest of your calories with carbs and fats. And choose smart indulgences. Be selective. Choose your absolute favorite treats and savor them mindfully. And then you can also choose healthier alternatives or modifications to traditional treats, so you can enjoy the flavors without compromising your goals. Say if you're at a event and you've got a free-for-all on the food, fill your plate up with lean proteins first and salad and veggies. Load it all up with the stuff that's going to make you feel fuller for longer and just make you feel good in your digestive system too. And then choose small taste-testing servings of the more indulgent foods. Combine a smaller serving of dessert with a fresh fruit, for example. Choose lower calorie alcoholic drinks like soda water over soft drinks and sugary cocktails, and stay hydrated. This will really help your digestive system as you're eating the different foods. Portion out your meals on a plate over just like continuously picking at share platters, so you can actually be aware of how much you're having. And actually, a cool little fun hack you can do is, if you really can't, you could just like sneaky take a photo of your meal and then like talk to ChatGPT later and be like, hey, this is what I had. This is a photo of it for the portion sizes. How many calories do you think was in this meal? And you can like kind of get a rough idea and kind of roughly track as well. And just be aware that like one shot of alcohol is 100 calories. And so like that shit adds up fast. Just be very mindful of that. And, sometimes it's kind of like, do I want to spend 100 calories on a shot of vodka, or would I rather, taste test a really yummy dessert? And you might go, I think I'd rather spend my calories on the dessert. Some people would prefer the alcohol. Take and choose, but they're just things to be mindful of. And always active. Be active. Go do fun stuff with your family. Maintain your regular fitness routine as much as possible, but also just go and have fun. And it's a really great mental reset from all the social events. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have like a social cap. And once I hit that, I'm like, I'm done. I'm going for a walk and I don't want to talk to anyone for a while. Now we've got option 3. We can continue to work on your fat loss goals and enjoy yourself just in more controlled moderation. And so, it is still very possible to keep working on your fat loss goals and continue to drop body fat over this time period. Just because it's Christmas doesn't mean you cannot continue progressing if that is the choice that you want to choose. So you just want to define your priorities and make sure you honor your choice. Clearly outline your fat loss goals for the holiday season. And if your friends and family truly care about you, they will honor whatever decision you make. And if they're going to make it, they're going to say something about it, then honestly, in my opinion, they don't deserve to know. Like if they can't support you, then they don't need to be in on the details. You can be as vague as you like and just be like, cool, thanks, didn't really ask for your opinion. My body is not the topic of this table's discussion. Let's talk about the beautiful year that we've had, or, just redirect them, because I do know that it's nice enough for me to say, oh, I hope your family's and family, but I'm sure a lot of ladies have family that are going to be in their ear over the Christmas period, and it's very stressful. Oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Oh, I heard that so-and-so did this at work and they lost this weight doing that and this, and it makes you start questioning yourself and it's just stressful as all hell. You can just be like, cool, thank you for that input. I'm going to continue listening to my professional that I my professional coach that I have instead. But let's redirect that conversation to something else. Redirect, distract, and redirect, because your body does not have to be the conversation at the table. And if they cannot support you, then hey, they don't get to know what you're doing. That's their loss, not yours. Plan your workouts. Develop a workout plan tailored to the holiday season too. So, we may need to alter it a little bit. Maybe you don't have as much time. We need to do short, effective sessions. Maybe instead of 5 sessions, we're going to bring it down to 3 sessions. Maybe instead of the gym, we're going to transition it to home sessions instead. Pre-plan your meals in advance, just like every other. Just as usual, be organized, and then map out where you want to have the more indulgent meals and pre-plan for it. And we can also calorie bank for it during the week. Say if you have a beautiful brunch planned on the weekend and you really just want to chill out and enjoy yourself for it, okay, maybe we'll do a bit of calorie banking just to give yourself a bit of wiggle room. And if you hit your meal prep Monday through to Friday, then at least you've been as consistent as possible. That one meal is not going to make as big of a deal as if you had been, fuck it, whatever, I've got an event on the weekend. What's the point? I might as well go all over the shop all week long. Then it's now you've had a whole week of going all over the shop. Whereas if you just stayed consistent and then you had one event, it's a lot less of an impact overall. I really like this analogy. If you are filling up a glass with water, right? Say you've got a glass of water and it's full to the brim. Actually, I have a cup here. Say this is full to the brim. This is your maintenance calories. Anything less than that, even if it's this tiny little bit here, that is still putting you in a calorie deficit. Now, we generally say about a 500 calorie deficit, so let's just pretend that brings you down to here. So if you absolutely nailed your calories, 10 out of 10, all week long, didn't go meals out, stayed 100% to tracking, all that jazz, and you hit your 500 calorie deficit, you stayed here. Now, if you did that for 6 days in the week, and then you had one meal that was maybe put you 500 calories over for that day, then we've been in a 500 calorie deficit for 6 days, and then we just bring it up that one tiny little bit. Oh, look, you're still in a calorie deficit for the week. It's just you're just in a slightly less calorie deficit for the week. So this is your weekly maintenance calories. Anything less than that, you're still dropping body fat. So even if it's just oh, fuck, I had one day off the plan, my deficit's still there. It's just a little bit smaller. So that is why it's very important to stay on track as much as you possibly can and then not derail when you have one meal out. You're still in it. As long as it's below that waterline for the week, it's not a perfect 7-day thing. It's consistently below that waterline. You're fine. Keep moving on. Just stick with the plan. I digress. Ensure you are hitting your protein intake each and every day and meal prep every week. Have your proteins planned. Have your produce planned. Have everything ready to rock and roll. Have your chicken prepped. Have your mince cooked or in the freezer ready to chuck on the grill. Have your veggies chopped up. Have frozen veggies in the freezer. Have ready-made rice cups. Just make life easier so that if you're in a pinch, you can just be bloop, 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 done. Protein, carbs, veggies, fats, done. And then I mentioned kind of that last little, that the smarter food choices at gatherings in the previous slide, but enjoy the company of conversations rather than using food as the primary focus. And don't be afraid to BYO your own meals. People aren't going to be that offended. They'll be offended for 5 seconds and then they'll forget that you even brought your own meal. They're really not going to care. Stay hydrated. When enjoying the indulgent foods, practice that mindfulness. I also realized I did say 5 senses, which is smell, sight, touch, taste, and hearing. If you can hear your food, I'll be pretty freaking amazed. So probably just the 4 senses, not the 5 senses. Accountability and support is another one. So share your fat loss goals with friends and family who can provide the support. Having a support system can help you stay accountable. So have a workout buddy, participate in an online fitness community as well to stay motivated. Project Live Strong if you wanted extra support. And if they don't get it, that's okay. You'll have someone in your corner. You can have a coach. Don't have a coach? You can message me after this and join our community. But yes, so you have that accountability and that support to keep you on track. And reflect and adjust. Regularly assess your progress and adjust your plan as needed. The holiday season is dynamic and flexibility is the key to long-term success. If you're sitting there going, I'm going to wait till the silly season's over, I'm waiting until life's a little less busy, newsflash, life will always be busy. There is always going to be an event. There's always going to be a birthday. There's always going to be a celebration. There's a holiday, like all throughout the year. We've got Easter, we've got Christmas, we've got birthdays, you've got school holidays, you've got all that shit. Like, if you can't navigate one holiday, then you're constantly going to be derailing every couple of months during the year. So why not learn the skill set to stay on track no matter what, and just make this a lifestyle, and you just turn the dial up and down depending on how life is at that time point as well. So let's talk strategies for big events. So we've got, again, it's going to be very similar to what I just broke down. Enjoy it, move on. Sometimes the best plan is no plan. Just enjoy the meal, enjoy the company, and move on. No guilt, no punishment, because the real setback comes when you spiral and then you give up. Next meal, you're back on track. Strategy 2, the rough plan. So these are for the ladies who like structure. It's a light touch plan. Check the menu in advance. Always go protein first. Grilled over fried food. Sauces on the side. Share the indulgences. Maybe that's when you take a photo and send it to ChatGPT to have a chat. Stay in the ballpark, but don't be obsessive about it. Strategy 3, we can calorie bank. So my tactical ones, this one is for you. So this is where we will slightly reduce calories a couple of days before a big event. And the key here is you keep protein the same, you only reduce from carbs or fats. And so we're reallocating some calories in that weekly calorie budget. So we've got our weekly calorie budget and it's mapped out perfectly all week long. And we're just going to take, a little bit off the top from each day and reallocate it to the weekend. We're not going to do it so much. We're not doing 1,200 calories, 5,000 calories, 5,000 calories. Like, we're not doing that. We're just going to scrape a little bit off the top. It's like when they say, not when they say, people skim the register so the boss never realizes. That's what you want to do. You want to skim the register so no one realizes that you're skimming the register and pocketing that money for the weekend. So just small amounts. So here is one example. So for every 1 gram of carbohydrate, there is 4 calories. And for every 1 gram of fats, there is 9 calories. So if we wanted to bank, if we took out 20 grams of carbs in your day, which is like not even a banana, that would be like a bit less than a banana, for example. Or that 20 grams of carbs, that's like 4 rice cakes equivalent. It's like not even 2 slices of bread. It's really not that much. So you could think, like, if you normally have, like, let's say you normally have 2 slices of bread with your breakfast, for example, like, you could just switch that to something else, or just skip that and have a really big veggie omelet for a couple of days, skip the bread, and then suddenly you've got banked a few bit of extra calories, right? Like, it can just be very small things to bank along the way. 10 grams of fats, that would give you 90 calories banked. And so 20 grams of carbs would give you 80 calories of bank. And if you did that for a couple of days, suddenly you've just put an extra 500 calories onto that weekend meal on top of the calories you already have for that day. So if you're in a calorie deficit and eating, let's say, 1,700 calories, now you've banked an extra 510 for that day. That's going to give you 2,200 calories. That was quick math. Available for that day. Theoretically, it's not a perfect science, but like theoretically, that's kind of what it does. Another strategy is you can use your hands for portion control. So if you do a palm, it's about like, around a serving of protein. A cupped hand is going to be like 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup, depending on how big your hand is. A thumb could be like probably closer to 2 tablespoons, but like 1 or 2 tablespoons. And a fist could be about a cup. It's a good serving for veggies. And so you could roughly eyeball it. The more skilled you are at tracking and weighing accurately, the better skilled you become at this sort of stuff too. So tracking your food and tracking your calories super duper accurately, using scales, being aware of what it looks like when you're weighing it out, teaches you to also understand portion control better when you're being more flexible. So that's how you can learn to track without it. Before every party or event, have a game plan. Eat protein, veggies, fill up on real food, enjoy treats mindfully, but slow down, stop when you're satisfied, enjoy the conversation, stay hydrated, reduce your alcohol, because it's just like extra calories you don't need, and honestly, it's going to make you feel pretty shitty the next day. And you don't need to miss out, you just need to manage the moments. All right, what about the exercise side of things? So what the exercise side of things, there's two kind of sides to it. It's boosting daily activity and then also your normal gym routine. So boosting daily activity, super underrated for just increasing your energy output and helping you to, manage like the extra food that's coming in as well, potentially at this time. So taking the stairs, walking, parking further away, going for a walk after dinner, going for a walk after meals is really great for digestion as well. But don't underestimate the power of staying active even outside of the gym and how much that can really like increase your energy output, which can help manage if there's any extra food going on as well. So it's easier, and it's always easier to keep that momentum than to restart from zero. So even if you can't get to the gym at 5 a.m. every single day, it's like, okay, well, first thing in the morning, we're going to do some sort of activity. At least you've got that habit there and you keep that momentum going. And you can adjust the gym. Focus on compound exercises. So your big movements, your squats, your shoulder press, your deadlift, your hip thrust, lunges, lat pull down, anything that's using your big muscles. Focus on those as your priority. So if you needed to do like a quick full body day, for example, maybe you're going to go into the gym, you're going to warm up, and then you might do a shoulder press or a chest press, a lat pull down, a leg press, and then you could do some walking lunges. That's 4 exercises, that would be pretty good. You might go in and do a hip thrust, a Bulgarian split squat, bench press, and then seated rows. 4 exercises in and out. That's a full body session, right? So you could just pick the compound exercises and prioritize intensity in your sets. Not intensity meaning like HIIT workouts, intensity in your sets. Meaning if you're only going to do 2 sets, you better make those 2 sets like your life depends on it. Don't you dare stop before you get to that 1 to 2 reps of failure. And if you're like, oh, this is a bit light, I could keep going. Good, just keep going. It's fine. Push those sets to your limit because you don't have time to waste. And then you can also perform some smart supersets. So you could do a bench press supersetted with a row. You could do a shoulder press supersetted with a lat pull down. You could do lateral raises, and then you could do a rear delt exercise. Biceps supersetted with triceps. If you wanted to do supersets on lower body day, you could do an isolated hamstring curl, and then you could go into a hip thrust or some lunges or something. If you want to be savage with your supersets, you could do leg extensions into a lunge exercise. That would be gross, but it's a bit brutal. You do kind of want to do opposing muscles, but sometimes you can do smart ones like that as well. And when the time is right, focus on what gives you the most bang for your buck. Less fluff. A solid 30-minute workout with intention will always beat a whole hour of half effort. So remember, fitness is a journey, not a destination. Be kind to yourself. Celebrate the small wins. It's always about progress over perfection, always. And what matters most is that you don't stop. And actually, I added this last line in literally yesterday because I got told this by someone and I was like, this is banger. Never have a day of zero action. Never have a day of zero, no matter what, in whatever aspect of goal that you're working towards. Never let the day be at zero. And so you may be wondering, like I mentioned, do these strategies actually work? And so here is Alison, who she has had a phenomenal transformation this year. But the one thing that I really want to show you here is if we look at this little straight line here where she maintained, she had 3 weeks in Europe. She didn't track, she didn't work out, she went for walks and she was very active. She didn't track her food, she wasn't weighing her food. She was enjoying herself. She was chilling by the pool, by the beach, in her swimmers, on the boat, like the Europe life, like the summer Euro trip for 3 weeks. And look what happened. Absolutely freaking nothing. She was fine. She maintained the whole way through. So you can maintain. And then you can see she just kept going. She came home, got back on track. Not back on track. She never lost momentum because she kept her habits, but like she just got back on track, back into the swing of things. No change, no effect. She absolutely slayed it. Absolutely did amazing. So that is because she just had that mindset of, all right, back into it. We're good to go. And I also, as promised, have a bonus giveaway for you as well. So I've put together a Surviving the Silly Season toolkit for you. And these strategies, this is going to have everything we talked about today in a book, plus some extra goodies and some bonus banger recipes. I know everyone loves our recipes. So we also have like some epic Christmas vibe recipes in there as well. And they're all like calorie friendly ones, some sneaky little calorie saving swaps that are all to do with the festive season as well. So it's my gift for you for being present with me, because I love this stuff. So I'm so grateful to have you all here. You will get sent this afterwards. It will go to your emails. So make sure you check your emails or your junk. And if you're in the community, you guys will have access to this in the app in our on-demand resources section as well. Okay, now question time. Value from this that you can really take away from and be able to just like actually not fall off track on this silly season, because like it's probably one of the most frustrating things that I hear, like honestly, when people are like, oh, but it's just this, it's an event, it's the holiday, it's this, and I'm like, yeah, and why does that matter? It's fine. You can keep going. There's ways to navigate through. Oh, go, Margaret. Yeah. Oh, I'll unmute you.
Okay.
Oh, you got it.
All I wanted to say is I never get sick of hearing you. Ever. Listening to your podcast, everyone should listen to your podcast. Just as they're walking, whatever, it kind of like sinks in there. And if anyone's sitting on the fence, don't.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I did not pay her to say that, I swear. Speaking of which, I need to record a podcast for this week. But yes, thank you. I do appreciate that. I'm really proud of everything that you've come like through with this year. Completely transformed inside and out. Mm-hmm. And confidence with your nutrition, which is why I'm like, you already know how you're going to navigate this holiday season like a pro. And probably one of my favorite things, actually, sorry, I'm just telling everybody about you now, was that you were like, no matter what, like your workouts, you said to me, like your workouts are non-negotiable through this period. And I was like, that's what we want. Yeah. Like, even if you're not motivated, it's a non-negotiable. You're like, I'm going to get it done, because you know you feel better for it afterwards, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. And so it's going to look different for everyone, right? Like sometimes it's, you know, even if it is, oh, maybe I just need to do a little bit of a workout from home instead of going to the gym, or maybe it's I'll find a gym, you know, maybe I'll find a gym that has a creche and I'm going to go pay for a casual pass and do something a bit different just for a bit of a change up, like if need be with kids and things like that. They're always like nice little strategies as well. But it's like anything is better than nothing. Like never go to zero. Even if it's like you have an event on every single weekend, you still have all those other days that you can still be making progress. And the progress doesn't have to be 500 gram loss every single week. I'm not dropping weight. Then no, it's the end of the world. And I guess one other thing, actually, sorry, one more thing, and then I will let you all go, is I didn't think about mentioning, but if you have a meal out, if you have a day where you eat more carbs, if you have a day where you have a bit more salt, and you weigh yourself and the scale fluctuates, that is okay. It is fine. It is normal. Remember that it takes that 7,700 calories to put on a kilo of body fat. So even if you jump up on the scale a kilo the next day, it's not body fat. It's like literally not physiologically possible to put on a kilo of body fat overnight that quickly. It's going to be fluid. It's going to be like other changes in you. It's going to be physical food in your body. If you then just like go back to your normal routine, you would literally just watch the scale come back down. So that's just like another mindset thing, is like you're not a failure if your scale just like fluctuates up and down. It's like so normal. And if you have a really shitty night's sleep or drink alcohol, it'll also go up. So that's like the scale will do what it wants to do. You control the controllables. You control what you do and just roll with the punches. Message after. Oh, go Linda. Yes.
I was just going to reiterate what Margaret said. And as Sammy said at the start, I've just had like big surgery. I'm not eating real food. Not sure when I will be, but when I will be, Sammy's going to work with me. It's, you know, to actually personalize a diet for that stage. So it is really one-on-one and it's very supportive. So I just want to thank Sammy for that, really, because it's not just a one thing fits all approach.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And yeah, we'll get you sorted. It's been a whirlwind, but I'm just grateful you're on the other side of it. That's the main thing. Yeah, surgeries and everything. Actually, Margaret, you're probably like, yep, not food related, but we'll be having another surgery. Yeah, we have surgeries and stuff, and it is beneficial having a physio, like being a physio as well. We can navigate through that stuff, but yeah. Gallbladders, pelvic fractures.
Yeah, Becky, I need to talk to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I need to connect you too. I was mentioning Becky, I was mentioning you to Margaret about pelvic fractures, pregnancy. What else do we want to go through together? I've had we've had gallbladder removals, we've had appendix ruptures. We navigate it all. It's not the one person, but actually no, one person did have back to back.
Semi's well, I put Semi through a lot. Postpartum, car accident, pelvic fractures, and then while I was healing, another pregnancy.
Yeah, that one surprised me. She was like just able to exercise again. Then she's like, oh, P.S. I'm pregnant. I was like, bro, the pelvis. Yeah. But now we're squatting, we're deadlifting, we're everything again. It's like nothing ever happened.
Back to normal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is fabulous. Yeah. I hope this was really helpful, genuinely. And if you want to take up the Black Friday offers, they're there. If not, I just hope that you got some good value from this, and it does change your silly season. If I can make at least, all of you guys and then everyone watching the replay not fall off track and not feel like shit and then have to start all over again January 1st and then feel like they're back to square one and then waste another amount of time and go through that cycle over and over again, then it's a win. So that's my goal, and I hope you all have achieved that.
Thanks so much for listening. If you found this episode valuable, please rate, review, and subscribe. And I'd love if you shared this on your Instagram and tag me, Sammy_livestrong. And if you'd like to learn more about my coaching and join the Project Livestrong family, please message me, Livestrong, on Instagram, and I'll see how I can help. I'll see you next time.